Laptop's up. If that one comes in here, I'm like, yeah. You hear me? Oh my gosh.
What are you doing?
Look at this guy. Thinks he's funny over here.
I'm gonna grab.
What do we watch there?
A YouTube video that I made
I'm damn right.
10 years ago.
You made a YouTube video 10 years ago?
7 years ago.
Wow.
4 minutes until showtime.
Makes 4. Brooks Kafka makes 4. Bubba Watson makes 5. All of those 3 along on this hole. I think we would pick Bubba as the guy that was going to make the bogey. Back to 16 Westwood.
So this guy made a AFC West super team. With Russ at quarterback. Running back, I don't really agree with, but he's got Cam Akers. Wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins, tight end, George Kittle. Offensive line, Trent Williams. D tackle, Aaron Donald. D end, Nick Bosa. Linebacker, Flip Warren. Quarterback, Jim Ramsey. Safety, Blue Baker.
It's a great team.
Proper line. This is really good here, Billy. Good thing about this, Shane, is that it's going to be underneath the hole. Very much where Victor Bob was. So that would be able to actually be a little bit
George Kittle added Brandon. So they got that number 11 now, dog. And Brandon put 11 million in viewers. Who do you want to see get their number changed?
I like when wide receivers wear like number 1.
Yeah.
Like I think Devonta Smith will keep 6. Like I like that I like single digit numbers for receivers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I think anybody looks better in single digits.
I think I'd like to see might have Khalil's one.
Wasn't he one in college?
I think he was part of the Julio Jones college. He was 8.
Apparently Odell.
2 minutes until showtime.
Dalvin Cook wore number 4
Mm-hmm.
in college. Zeke wore 15. Kamara wore 6. Stephon Diggs wore 1. Odell 3. Calvin Ridley 3. Michael Thomas 3. DeAndre Hopkins 6.
They were all single.
Bobby Wagner 9. Darius Leonard 10.
Coach Garrett, too.
Tre'Davious White 18.
What do they open up the quarterback numbers to? Is it 1 through 20 still?
Yeah.
Because if there's a 50 or a 90 quarterback,
1 through 19.
who was the Michigan quarterback? Gardner, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
That was atrocious. 99 quarterback just did not look good.
No, that looked horrible.
The big numbers just make you look thicker.
Yeah. They don't look like skill guys. Smells like sugar.
1 minute until showtime.
Is that the like vanilla one?
This is the one that was in the other box, like the small white one.
Oh, okay. So windy.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm golfing.
Tough.
That sucks, honestly.
Supposed to wind all the way to 10 p.m.
You see, look at the bottle weather.
Rain Saturday and sun like 7 days after.
How nice is that? We're so lucky. Saturday's like 70 degrees. That never happens.
Never.
Never.
Bringing the Cali weather with me. So, yeah. Oh.
We owe it all to Brandon, everyone. We owe it all to
I
Brandon.
kind of want to see rain. I don't get to see rain.
Shut up.
You're not missing anything.
Let me tell you what it looks like. It's wet.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Block talk radio.
This is a Open Talk Radio 313 Flash production.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Game Chat Podcast. It's Thursday, April 8th, 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, noon Pacific. Eli's shaking off the donut that he got on his shirt / pants.
Good everywhere.
Was it a good donut?
Good
It looked pretty good. I'm
It's
not
about
gonna
as
lie.
good as a 2-day-old donut could be.
I put it in the microwave yesterday for like 10 seconds, and the frosting went everywhere.
Yeah, it's good.
That was disgusting. I kind of felt bad, but it's all right. Masters is happening as we speak. I'm also watching that on my computer, so if I looks like I'm not paying attention, strong possibility I'm paying attention to the Masters that's going on my computer.
That is the possibility.
Just letting everyone know. Call in if you want to give us your Masters picks. The number to call is 646-668-8672. One more time, the number to call to give us your Masters picks, 646-668-8672. We got a quarterback draft that we're going to do later in the show because we need something to fill time. And we are also on our second to last rebuild. We have the AFC West today talking about their offseason, and then next week, next Thursday, we will be in Bothell doing our live show talking about the much anticipated NFC West. All right, should we just go straight into the AFC East? Do you guys have any Masters picks, by the way? I didn't ask you guys on the pod yesterday, but by the way, a new pod out, Masters preview with Brock, Sam Darnold trade. Go listen to that if you have not. We'd really appreciate it. Do you guys have any Masters picks?
I've always liked DJ. I mean, boring pick, but I've always
He
liked
is
him.
1 under right now. I'm watching
And
him right now.
I like Speed. I'm along with you with that. Besides that, I don't know.
I don't really have. I haven't really watched enough golf to have like a favorite or whatever, but I'm just happy that I recognize most of the names.
John Vila.
So I'm not the biggest Bryson fan, so
Yeah, I'm not
if he
either.
wins, it good for him. Different style of golf, but he's not really my favorite.
I agree. All right, AFC West. Interesting division here. 4 very interesting teams. Let's start with the Broncos. Let's go worst to first. Broncos 5-11. Couple major signings: Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby, 2 corners. They definitely wanted to improve their secondary. Kyle Fuller was the big one coming from Chicago. That was a surprise cut, so good for them for picking him up.
That signing was unbelievable. Within an hour, he gets cut. Oh, he's going to the Broncos, and the big Fangio, I guess, is the big reason for that.
For
But,
sure.
that was quite the signing for them, and the amount of time it took to get him. So good for them.
No, definitely. And then re-signing Justin Simmons was a big deal. Did they tag him, or I think they
Tagged him and then signed him.
Yeah, so good for them because he was going to be a hot free agent. So they were able to keep Justin Simmons, and they also signed Mike Boone. So good for them. Eli, what do you think about that signing? Because that's a big one.
What were you like?
I think they're going to be cursed for years to come.
Yeah, probably, huh? Yeah. So then the really only guy they cut was Philip Lindsay, which was a surprise cut in my opinion. But that was the really only notable guy that they lost.
Yeah, hand the keys to Melvin Gordon. So
I guess so.
I had no idea that they had $30 million in cap.
well, they have a rookie deal contract, quarterback. Sorry,
That's true. They
rookie
don't.
deal quarterback contract still. So usually you have money if you got that.
That's true. That's true. That's
For
for
sure.
sure.
They kept Vaughn, right?
They kept on. Did they extend? No, they restructured his
They
deal.
restructured him because the first report that they were going to get rid of him. So they were down there and
Yeah.
cut him, let him do his thing, but they got him back. So that defense is pretty strong.
For sure. No, their defense will definitely be good. The biggest question for them is obviously their quarterback. And they're in a really weird position picking at 9. There's so many mock drafts that I've seen that have quarterbacks falling to them now at 9. Do you guys think that a quarterback's going to fall to them at 9?
No, I think they're the team that traded before.
I don't think a good quarterback falls to the 9.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like the like a Jones, Lance. Like I don't think any of those guys are gonna.
You don't think so? You don't think they think they have to go up? Yeah, that's probably
Because if they don't trade up, I feel like actually I don't know what other teams will trade up.
I think Jones dropped them, but I don't think they went there.
Yeah, Jones could drop.
Yeah, so you think they trade up to 4? They're probably the most likely team now. Definitely trade up to 4.
Like 4 and they get Lance.
They wouldn't have to give up a ton to get there either.
So
So
4 is not a bad job.
I think they'd probably start Lance week 1 if they take him. Whereas pretty much any other team in that top 10, if they take Lance, he will not start week 1. But I think it's the Broncos. He's the starter.
You look at it, they get him. I mean, he's as much as a wild card as what's his face has been this whole time, Drew Lock. So
Yeah.
I mean, Drew Lock, you don't know what you're going to get out there. The dude goes out there and throws 4 picks, or he throws a couple of touchdowns. It's just can't win with that. So I get the young guys some experience and want to move on. But you're right. I mean, they're a prime spot to move up or get a guy at 9 if that's what they don't want to wait and see what drops to them.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think that's going to be they're going to take a quarterback whether it's at 9 or they trade up. That's the question, right?
If they don't take a quarterback, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with that 9th pick. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean the only other option really is like a receiver, right? You'd think
Yeah, I mean,
because they don't need anything
corner,
on defense, right?
and that's about the only thing. I mean, maybe Michael Parsons if they like him that much, but I don't think they need defense. I think they need offense.
I agree. I agree.
But necessarily, I don't know wide receivers the answer either because they have Cortland Sutton, they have Jerry Jeudy, and they have Tim Patrick, who kind of exploded on the scene last year. So
Yeah, no, they have a really and they have Albert O and Noah Fan
Mhm.
as
yeah, so quarterback really is what they need. So if it's not quarterback, I really don't understand what they're doing.
I agree. Okay. Should we move on from the Broncos? Anything else about the Broncos? Again, I think that play was or that move to get to cut Philip Lindsay was just weird. Just to make
Yeah,
everyone
100%.
more than the guy.
Local guy, went to Colorado, right?
Yeah.
I mean, fan base loved him, and then Melvin Gordon have the
Right.
running back range kind of weird.
All right, we got a call coming in. I'm gonna take that right now. Hello, you're on the air.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Cool.
How's it going, Cole?
Hey,
Nice
Cole.
voice crack.
It happens.
All right.
You know?
So, my big question is for Brandon.
Ooh.
What do you think about everyone saying that 49ers are picking Mac Jones at 3?
Cole, I bought into it for a while, and then I realized that nobody knows anything. I mean, you can obviously look at what Kyle's had in the past, and you can like try to pinpoint Mac Jones into being like a Matt Ryan or a Kirk Cousins, but the truth is nobody knows. I mean, the Niners didn't release who they were going to take last year. They didn't release past years. Like, they're not out here just releasing information of who they're taking at 3. So, I mean, all these guys can come out and say Mac Jones, but we won't know until April 29th. So, I think that at 3, I think Justin Fields or Trey Lance is a much better pick. So that's my personal opinion. But if they think Mac Jones is their guy, they're obviously going to take him. But I don't buy into like all the media people saying Mac Jones.
Yeah, because it's very interesting because I don't think people thought Mac Jones was the 3rd overall pick caliber type of guy. Like, if they wanted to pick Mac Jones, I think they would have traded to like 5 or 6 or maybe 7.
They probably could have stayed at 12
I
at this
feel like
point.
3 they have someone there. I think someone else.
I agree.
I'm with either people.
All right, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Yep. See you,
Thank
Cole.
you,
Thanks,
Cole.
Cole.
Bye, Cole.
All right. On to the Chargers. Do you have anything about the Broncos? We just finished up on them.
If Trey Lance was there hypothetically and they didn't take him, get out the pitchforks and
Yes.
fire. Because I feel like Drew Lock's ceiling is the size of the shed, and Trey Lance is the Empire State Building.
Agreed.
But they have the same floor.
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
All right. Chargers 7-9, a very disappointing 7-9. Actually, maybe not disappointing. I was surprised they got to 7-9. However, they should have been better than 7-9. Like a weird. I was like, wow, I thought they were worse than 7-9, even though they should have been better than 7-9. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I felt. Hire a new head coach, Brandon Staley, coming over from the other Los Angeles team, the Rams. Very interesting that they hired a defensive-minded head coach with Justin Herbert. They bring in a new offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi. You might recognize that last name because he is the grandson of Vince Lombardi. He is also the Saints quarterback coach. They lose Hunter Henry in free agency, but sign Jared Cook. I would rather
Tomato.
I'd rather have Henry, but not by much. It's not, especially for how much Henry was going to ask for.
Yeah.
You get Cook on like a 1 year. I think it was like $5 million. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, like 4.5.
Big signing was Corey Lindsey. He was the premier interior offensive lineman in this free agency class. and they signed him to I believe like a 5-year deal, right? I don't know how much per year, but Lindsay for the center.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I believe it was a 5-year deal.
Yeah, 5 years, 62.5.
Yeah, so they gave him some money. They also signed 2 guards as well, so beef up the offensive line for Herbert. This is a team that has playoff expectations, I believe, for this year. Do you guys think they have a good shot to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean they should have swept the Chiefs. That's amazing, but then they lose the Patriots 45-0.
Right.
So I mean they're a really interesting team, and I mean I feel like helping that defense out, and then you assume that Herbert continues to progress and his ability and with those weapons on the outside. I mean, I definitely think. I mean, it sucks that they're in the Chiefs division. That's
For sure.
It sucks, but I think they're both going to be right up there competing with them. And I think they're still obviously a step below the Chiefs, but I really do think that they're going to be in that 10-11 win range.
In 10-11, wow, okay.
I think so.
I really do hope that the new OC comes in and they get off to a running start, kind of like where they left off with Herbert. You know, if they're going to take some time where they got to mesh a little bit and Herbert's learning the offense, you know, get into it, it's going to be interesting. Like Jack said, I mean, I was really interested to see them go with a young defensive-minded coach when they have a guy like Herbert on the rise last season. So I think it's going to be interesting to see them try to form, but they get healthy, right? They get Derwin James back. They get their defense is really good, and then they sign offensive line help, which is to help Herbert. Obviously, great move for them. I think their dream draft pick is probably Rashawn Slater at 13. Like I think that would even make it better for them. I think that they're only on the rise for sure.
So interesting scenario. Definitely, when you look at these mock drafts, it's offensive linemen. If one of the big 3 wide receivers, Smith, Waddle, or Chase, falls to them at 13. The 13 is not that low of a pick. You think they grab one of those guys at 13?
I think it depends on who else is there. I'd love to see them take one of those receivers. I think that'd just be such a scary offense. But you mentioned they didn't sign any tackles, did they? What's their tackle situation?
I have no clue. Do you guys know?
They have Bulaga.
They run
Bulaga, Filer.
Yeah. I mean, Bulager's a right tackle and Fowler's a left, is what I'm pretty sure.
So I can't switch, but
Well,
they can probably play either. But yeah, because 13 is a pretty high pick. So I think there's going to be good receivers. There might be a good O-line and maybe good defense.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of what I feel like they can kind of have their pick. But man, I'd love to see
Waddle.
Yeah.
Waddle would be the dream guy. I think he could. I don't know. He's definitely the speed guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, Mike Williams being the possession receiver and Keenan Allen kind of taking over the middle and, is the primary guy. I don't know. I think Waddle would fit in well. I don't know if he's going to be there. I think the Giants are going to take a receiver, and I don't know if I see Waddle getting through. But if he's there, I wouldn't blame them for taking him.
Yeah, he would definitely be a big difference. Allen, really quick. Allen's on contract for 3 more years. Williams is on his final year of his deal, and he's a free agent.
There you go. There's a good. I mean, to your point, I mean, if those 2 tackles do get taken early, then obviously you have one of those wide receivers probably isn't going to drop for them. So, and the fact that Mike Williams is on his last year of his contract really interesting, and he's also been very injury prone. So I don't know if they want to extend him this year. Like I don't know if that's worth it to them. So yeah, I mean, I think you're totally right. If they're there and they have no other options, I'd love Waddle. I think Waddle would be perfect.
Yeah. Looking at it more, I think a receiver would make a lot of sense because Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are up there, like on the cap, but like their next wide receiver down is Joe Reed.
Who is their third on their depth chart?
They had what's his face last year. I don't know why I'm blanking.
Jalen Guyton? No. Jason Moore? KJ Hill?
No, they didn't.
Tyron Johnson?
He might be a free agent.
I don't remember either.
I don't know, but they don't really have a clear third, and it's not
Is it
looking like
Benjamin?
they're gonna want to re-sign Mike
No, not
Williams.
Travis.
Well, the more I think about it too, I think, and obviously Slater would be great. I'm really high on Slater, so I'd be fine with that too. But I think if Slater goes, then wide receiver would be the dream for them too. All right, Oakland Raiders, one of the strangest off seasons for any team this year and for any team in a long time. There are so many people, like experts around the league, they're like, I have no clue what this team is doing. First of all, they give up Trent Brown, Gabe Jackson, and Rodney Hudson. Their 3 best linemen. Just for basically nothing, all 3 of them. I believe Trent Brown, their starting left tackle, they gave up for a 5th rounder. I don't know what was Gabe Jackson. Did we give him a 3rd?
Sounds about right.
3rd or 4th rounder, and then Hudson was, I think, a 2nd rounder, maybe. I don't know. That's unbelievable to give away your 3 best linemen for not even a 1st rounder. Then they go out and they sign. Here are the 4 guys that they've signed. 4 big names. Yannick Ngakoue, guy who's been. I don't know if I'd want to touch him if I'm an NFL franchise. This guy's he's gone so up and down. He seems to change his mind on teams every 2 weeks. I don't know. It's Kenyon Drake. That's the most baffling signing of this offseason, that they signed Kenyon Drake. Solomon Thomas from the 49ers, and then John Brown. John Brown, the more I looked into that baffles me. You took Henry Ruggs, who's basically the same player as John Brown, and then now you sign John Brown. I don't know. This offseason for the Raiders has baffled me.
Yeah, I mean, they let Aguilar walk.
Yeah.
And they bring in John Brown. I don't know. It's like they're doing a fire sale, but they don't want to actually be bad.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like, we can just get rid of the entire. Like, why would you get rid of everybody in your O-line and then sign another running back? That makes no sense whatsoever. So I don't know what John Gruden and that team's doing.
Yeah, I disagree with the Nelson Aguilar situation. I really do think they should have signed him back. I thought he was probably second most important piece on their offense. And with the O-line situation, Trent Brown was crap for them. He showed up to OTAs, wherever they had last year, 40 pounds overweight, and he really wasn't there for them. But Gabe Jackson and Rodney Hudson, those were interesting ones to me. And I know that they have a young interior offensive lineman they really like, and he's going to be their starting center this year, I'm pretty sure. But releasing those 2 guys, those were pillars of your offense and guys that were Pro Bowlers. Like, I don't know. I didn't really understood that. To get only a 3rd and a 5th, is that what it was for them? It's really interesting. And then, yeah, you're right. And then sign Kenyon Drake, and now you don't have that premier offensive line to run behind. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what the outlook is. Is Derek Carr their future? Now they have Mariota on a pay cut. I'm lost.
The fantasy stock, especially for Josh Jacobs, has dropped more than anybody in this offseason. They have the 17th pick in this draft. We talked about it a little bit last night of them being a possible team to trade up for a quarterback. You really never know with John Gruden. And Derek Carr is the epitome of a mediocre quarterback, in my opinion. He's just there. Like, he's not going to do anything great. I mean, they went 8-8. Like, that's just Derek Carr and John Gruden. So I could see him getting fed up with that. I could see Mariota maybe taking over halfway through just because Gruden's like, I'm tired of going 8-8. I don't know. I really this team confuses me a lot. I don't even think they'll win 8 games this year, though. I really don't believe in them.
They started 6-4, 6-3 the last 2 years, and they end up 8-8. I don't understand either. I don't know what the next hump is to get over for them. But they've been right there. They beat the Chiefs last year. Like, it's unbelievable. It really is the ups and downs that the Raiders have been through.
Yeah, very weird. Just that they can go from beating the Chiefs to then they just lose. I don't know. They're a weird team. I've given up trying to pretend like I know what they're doing.
They need corner help. So I don't know if Caleb Farley drops because of the back injury thing. I think that he could have high upside for them. I don't know what they're going to do with that pick. I really don't. They need corner. They need. I don't know.
It seems like they need defense. Yeah. That's every mock that I've looked at says the Raiders need a big defense, but John Gruden doesn't really care. He wants offense because that's what he likes.
He's taking his $10 million a year, smiling.
Yeah, he's the king. He's got 7 years, $70 million left. Like, you can't buy this guy out. You're stuck with him, and he gets to choose everything that goes on in that building. So, yeah, I just said I don't think the Raiders win 8 games. What's your kind of prediction for the Raiders right now?
I mean, it's hard for me to imagine like a scenario where they succeed. Like, even if Derek Carr like plays really well, like the receivers are Henry Ruggs and John Brown. They've got 2, maybe 3 running backs that are like, actually, I don't know if you'd consider like Jalen Richard like a starting running back, but like Josh Jacobs and Kenny Drake. Well, I don't know why you need 2 running backs, and you basically lost the whole entire O line. Like, I can't think of a team where like the Raiders have a recipe to like defeat another team. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, they'll just commit to the run game. It's like, I don't think they can do that. And it's like Henry Ruggs and John Brown is pretty much, I guess, that Darren Waller. I don't know. It's just they just don't seem like they have like a identity.
I see them and the Chargers going opposite directions. So I see the Chargers rising. I see them falling. I mean, realistically, 7-10, 6-11. That's about all I can see. I don't see them competing with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I'd give them 7 wins. I think they could potentially beat the Broncos twice. Then they play like the Bengals and the Eagles. I think they win those 2. Then they probably win. They probably beat some team they shouldn't beat. I mean,
They play
that's
the
one
Bears.
thing. Yeah, they play the
Football
Bears. They can maybe. I think 7-8 maximum.
Yep.
I mean, they're an interesting team because Gruden just seems to like to draft guys from premier programs, which isn't a terrible way to go about it. Like, I guarantee you that probably in the first 3 picks this year, at least 2 out of 3 are going to be like Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he does.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I think they can draft well. Maybe they can salvage a halfway decent, maybe 9 wins. Maybe. Ooh, I don't think so.
I could also see them having a top 5 pick next year. So,
Yeah. Which honestly, if I were a Raider fan, that's like the one
I would
thing
not be
I'd
opposed.
excited
I would not be
about.
opposed.
Yeah. Just sell it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sell the entire farm and draft high.
that's not bad idea. All right, last team was the Super Bowl losers, runner-ups.
Loser.
Winner and then loser.
The Kansas City Chiefs let go of both their starting tackles, Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz. Obviously a problem having both of them out in the Super Bowl. They elect not to re-sign them. They also kind of under the radar let go of Damian Williams, who didn't play last year but was crucial in their Super Bowl run the year prior.
Should have been MVP.
Should have been MVP. That move is one of the most underrated, surprising moves to me. I was just no one really talked about it. I think because he didn't play, but he was their starting running back when they won the Super Bowl. This guy can play at least a little bit. Has he gone anywhere? Has he signed
Bears,
anywhere?
apparently.
The Bears.
Wikipedia. 2 weeks ago.
I don't really hate that move for the Bears to
I
bring
did
him
not
in.
know that.
I don't
hate
hate
it
it
What's
either.
the name of the other tiny running back there?
Daryl.
Daryl Williams. They have
No,
John
Bears.
Thompson.
Bears.
Tariq Cohen. But he's coming off an either ACL or an Achilles, one of the
I mean,
two.
they're basically the same.
Right.
Williams is 5'11". Trick Cohen's probably
I
not 5'11".
think he's
5'9".
5'8". Yeah.
5'6".
Oh wow.
5'6".
So yeah, they got a big running back now in the red zone. 5'11".
Sammy Watkins also is in Buffalo.
Sounds right.
Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
So Watkins with the Ravens, right?
Ravens.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
Baltimore.
Could you imagine Bills signing another wide receiver?
Sammy Watkins was on Buffalo.
That's where it was. They also signed the most coveted lineman that hit free agency, probably maybe besides Corey Lindsey, but Joe Thuney from the New England Patriots chooses Kansas City. They also bring back Kyle Long from retirement. He was with the Bears, comes out of retirement, signs with the Chiefs. And Jaron Reed from the Seahawks also signs with the Chiefs. They just love taking our defensive linemen and then paying them a lot of money, which, whatever. They're the favorite in the AFC, right? It's not, has anything changed? I'm interested to see what happens at tackle for them, but I don't know. I'm hesitant to pick any other team to come out of the AFC right now besides the Chiefs.
Which one's the one that tore his ACL? The tackles.
Fisher.
Okay,
No,
so-
wait. Short.
Or Achilles. Which one was the latest one to get hurt? I can't
Fisher
remember
was the
what.
latest.
Latest one. So I've heard reports that they're going to bring back Schwartz. Is what I've heard.
Okay.
So
Oh,
they need tackle up.
almost a whole one.
Wait, so Fisher and Schwartz haven't been picked up yet?
No.
They're
both coming off.
They're both
heavy
hurt.
injuries.
Yeah.
So I don't know what does Kyle Long play? Isn't he interior too?
Yeah, he's
He's a
guard.
guard. So yeah, what they do with Joe Thuney, I don't know if they try to stretch him out to tackle, but they got to do something because their tackles in the Super Bowl last year got torn up. But besides that, I mean, they've added a lot compared to the money we thought they were going to have going into free agency, which they always figure out how to restructure and add that. So yeah, I think they're the favorites. I think they're going to come back with a vengeance this year. I really do. I think it's going to be a rough year for a lot of NFL teams against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they need to start phasing out some of the bigger names, like Teron Matthew at a certain point. I think they need to start phasing
Clark.
that out and start drafting well and
Yeah.
start getting the replacements going, because I think they're in a position where they only have so much time left before more and more money starts being, I mean, it already is, starts being allocated to like 5 or 6 players. And they really just need, if they want to continue.
Well, once that
Be
Mahomes
successful,
deal
yeah.
kicks in, because right now, I think that's what's confusing people is that he signed this deal, but it hasn't really kicked in. I think you're
Right.
100% right about that,
Yeah.
Matthew. And that Edwards-Helaire pick was 100% a greedy pick in that first round. It was them saying, no, we're pretty confident we're going to run it back. We just want to add like a skill player. I mean, maybe they did need running back, I guess, because although they didn't know that Damian Williams was going to opt out when they picked Edwards-Helaire, but yeah, they do need to start drafting well, because like when that Mahomes contract sets in, that's going to be a lot to deal with. And then, Hill and Kelsey are going to ask for one more big contract by the time, like before they're done. Chris Jones, I don't know either of those 3 deals and the way they're set up, but I know they're probably going to ask for one more big deal by the
Kelsey
time they're
Miller
done.
signed through 2023.
Yeah.
So that they're going to ask for a big deal. And when they're Hill's what, 26?
Yeah, he's
He'll
young.
be 28, 29 when that deal ends up. He's going to ask for a 4-year deal that's a lot of money.
Kelsey's the interesting one.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
Chris
a
Jones.
34-year-old tight end.
Chris Jones is going to be going from 8.5 to 29 next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's and,
27 right
yeah.
after that.
and then Clark is making 25, 26, 27. So
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
you're looking at that, and you're just like, okay, well, where's that 17 million just gonna fly out of the sky? Like
Right.
you're gonna have to make some moves, and we're gonna have to draft well.
They lost their quarterback 1 this year too. They lost the Breland.
Really, I mean, he was really good down the stretch,
Really good.
especially. They're going to be, yeah, man. The more you look at their cap, I guess teams find a way to get around it. So I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but I don't know. They're going to have to start drafting one, especially skill player wise. Once Kelsey gets, because he's 30,
31 right
31.
Yeah.
Man, he does not have much more
now.
time.
He's 34 years old when he wants a contract. They better not give it to him, because that's going to be such a bad signing. 34-year-old tight end is just not it.
I'm so interested to see like how good Mahomes and Andy Reid are once Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey leave, because
It's interesting.
they have definitely benefited from those two. I think those two are a little bit. I don't think they get enough credit, if I'm being honest. I think as good as we think they are, I think Mahomes and Andy Reid are the golden childs of the NFL. And like, look at how good Kelsey and Hill are at what they do is incredible.
You have one of the best tight ends of all time, and then you have one of the most athletic receivers in the entire league.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Mahomes is very talented. He's very good, but it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see Mahomes and Reed without those two.
Fantasy outlook. Sammy's gone. Who's their wide receiver 2?
Hartman.
If they slide him in there, they have Robinson and who else there?
Pringle.
Cameron. And Pringle. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I'd take a flyer on Hartman late in drafts.
Mhm.
I mean, if he
You got 4-3 and 4-3,
Yeah.
right? Straight nines.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelsey right in the middle.
for sure. All right, should we do this draft?
I'll do it.
Sir.
Okay, so the draft that we're about to do, it is a quarterback. It's quarterback in 5 years. So it's not for the next 5 years. Kind of what we were, it's different than what we were doing for the restart draft, because that was kind of like for the next 5 years, who are you taking? This is in the year 2026, who do you want? So I was talking to Brandon about this earlier. If you did this 5 years ago in 2016, the top 3 picks are probably Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Andrew Luck.
Jared Goff,
It was right after he was picked number 1 overall.
you take him number 1.
No, he'd be top 10 though.
Yeah, he'd be top 10.
I'm just saying, in 2016, right after this guy was taken number 1 overall,
Right.
he was probably if you said in 5 years, maybe not number 1. Andrew Luck's probably it was probably Andrew
Probably
Luck,
Luck,
Russell
right.
Wilson, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Luck was.
But Goff and Wentz were definitely top 10
Right,
picks
yeah.
by then. Okay, I'm gonna do a random list.
I'm just gonna ask what our order is.
1. I'm just kidding. Maybe.
Okay.
It'll be like,
All right, ready? Matthew, read it off. I'm gonna press randomize. There we go.
Oh, I am picking number 1. Eli's picking number 2. Jack is pick number 3, and Brandon's number 4.
Are you kidding?
I will start us off. Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
No.
Second.
I love you. Yeah.
God, that's a terrible order. Come on, Jack.
Okay, so
snake draft, by the way. Matthew picks Patrick Mahomes. Shocker. This is a tough one.
Yeah,
Come on.
Two is
Take
really
the
good.
boy. Come on. Take him.
I don't want to be the guy that takes the same guy and everything.
Oh, disclaimer also with this, we're not picking Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
He is probably top 3 if he's playing, but we're not sure what his situation is. Deshaun Watson is not part of this draft before people get mad.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen too.
Okay, he
It was a really, like, I'm not even kidding. I was considering taking like 1 or 2 other people.
I have Josh Allen pretty far down my board, and I knew he wasn't going to get to me, but he was not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I like Josh Allen. I just think I don't know. I'm going to take Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that was.
Now
I was deciding too.
you're pissing me off. Okay. Now you're pissing me off.
Brandon, 2
Yeah,
picks.
two.
2 picks.
You got 2 picks. Huh? Okay, I'm taking Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
This is a tough one. Taking Trevor Lawrence, and I'm taking Joe Burrow.
Dang it.
Nice back.
I like it. I'm going to take Dak Prescott.
That was my next pick.
Those were my top 6 with Watson. They're my top 7. They're all gone. So that's this is not surprising how it's going for me. The next little stretch, the second half of this draft is where it gets
This
interesting.
is all projection.
I don't know how you guys did this, but
All right, so
Eli, yeah,
there's a lot of different schools of
yeah,
thought.
there are so many.
Are we looking at them purely as quarterbacks or like?
Well,
Take
their
some ills
situation,
in this conversation.
or their situation. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Because like, are we looking at them like just straight objectively like this person or like? Because it's hard to tell. Like you can have a good quarterback.
Yeah, let's look
and a
at it
bad
as
team.
like every situation gets better over the next 5 years. So like in 5 years, their situation will be better than what they're going into now. If it is a rookie that you're at.
But yeah, rookies that you don't really know where they're going.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing. Because like I that was my worry, not worry, but like with rookies, I just didn't know. Lawrence was really high, but the other ones I'm just not sure. You know, this might surprise you guys just a little bit.
I love it. Okay.
I want to see where this guy is on my board. If he's even on my board.
He's definitely on your board.
Okay.
He should be.
Okay.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz was not on my board.
He was not on your board.
No.
I have him 15.
Really? He was on
Carson
28.
Wentz. Interesting.
He'll be 33
Okay,
years
so
old.
that I debated putting him on my list. I put a couple guys at the end just for fun. Is it because of the Colts?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
That
he's
makes
33
sense.
years old.
No, I'm
Like,
not saying
I-
about the young thing.
No,
I'm just saying.
I think,
So,
I think
Playing
in
it
5 years when he's 33, if he hasn't gotten a Super Bowl or 2 already, I think he could get one.
okay, I respect it. No, I respect it
I
for
have him
sure.
on my list. Now look.
All
Two
right,
picks, Matthew.
back to me. All right. As my first pick, I'm going to take Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
He's going to be 28.
Yeah.
Should be a stud as long as he can run. He hasn't been hit too much. And then I'm making this pick partially with the assumption that this man is going to the 49ers. I'm going Justin Fields.
He was high on my board.
He was high on mine. I have an 8.
He was the next one, yeah. Okay. Matthew has Mahomes, Fields, Kyler.
Woo!
That's great.
Eli, back to you.
I need to go with a younger guy now. Like Wentz is my old guy. I'm gonna go with. God, this is so hard to see in 5 years. I'm gonna go with Zach Wilson.
Okay.
I know he's really good. I know he can be good. I'm just worried about.
I know he's really good.
I know he's good. I know he's good. I know he's going to be good. I say he's not in the Jets in 5 years. That's my hope.
Is it me?
It's you.
I'll go Russell Wilson. I think he's still going to be. I think at 37, he's still going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league. I think it's guaranteed that he's a top 10 quarterback in the league.
I have him at 7.
Yeah, he was my.
At 37.
7.
Yes.
But at 30, like Rodgers is 37. I think with all these guys, we're projecting that they could be top 5. I think Russ's floor is top 10 when he's 37. So that is where I'm going to go. Brandon, you have 2 picks.
It's tough. This is tough. There's one guy I'm going to leave for you guys because I do not want to deal with it. So
I think I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about too, and I don't really want to pick him either.
I'm going to go. My first one's going to be Trey Lance.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
And for my last pick, man, I got 2 guys here I want to take. I don't know which one I want. I can go on a limb. I'm going to go Sam Darnold.
Dang it, that's who I was
28 years old. He's going to be 28 years old in 5 years. I'm taking him.
Okay.
Rounds out my team. I got Trevor Lawrence, Burrow, Trey Lance, and Sam Darnold.
I like that. Shoot. I know the guy that you left, and I don't think I'm going to take him. But the guy that I'm going to take is going to be 30 years old. I'm going to take Baker Mayfield.
That was who I was deciding
yeah.
between him and Sam.
That's who I was going to take whoever you did take. So my team is Burrow, Herbert, Prescott, Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield. Okay. I went a little safe. I don't have any rookies or anything. So
Before Matthew gives his last pick, can we all say who our 16th pick were?
Let's do it after.
Okay.
Because
after Matthew.
Yeah. I want to debate more than this.
I think I'm gonna go with another safe pick. I actually don't like that pick anymore. I don't think it's that safe. All right, I'm gonna go with another, maybe not risky pick, but kind of like he might not be super high on your guys' boards, but I'm gonna go with Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
He's only
He was
23.
not on my board.
Not on my board.
I knew he wouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean,
He'll be 28.
He'd be
He's
young.
super athletic,
If
but
he
he's
did-
not just like he's really fast, but he doesn't just rely on his speed. I mean, he doesn't have like a cannon or anything like that. But I see the Jets, the Giants, kind of. I feel like they're kind of trending upwards, and so I feel like
if they make the playoffs this year, we're gonna have a very different view on him for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
He was the contender for my 16. I was between 2 guys.
it's a risky pick just because this is almost kind of like a prove it year.
Yeah,
Like
100%,
we'll see if
100%.
he can actually like do it or not. I think he can, which is that's why I chose him.
No, I don't hate the pick. He was the contender on my last
So I'm here at 16.
one.
A 24-year-old MVP winning quarterback
Yeah.
We'll be 29.
is sitting
Yeah.
at 16, and I'm gonna take him.
Yeah. That's a good.
I know. There's at least, if you show this to a bunch of people, there's at least one person that is screaming.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I will gladly take him to round out my board of Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, and there's a theme. There's a common
Yeah.
theme here.
Yeah.
I will take that. I think at least probably one, either Kyler or Lamar, one of them probably is gonna get hit. Or something. Who knows? But
Okay, I would have taken Lamar over Daniel Jones without even a doubt.
I would have taken him over.
I would take it. I had Lamar at 15.
and Baker.
And Lamar was higher on my board than Baker.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I had Baker.
happens. It happens.
Okay, so who else? Who did you guys have that we did not pick?
I have him as an honorable mention. I have Jameis.
Jameis.
Hear me
I
out.
debated over
32
Jameis.
years old. Okay, if he pans out with the Saints, I think he's another guy we could have a totally
Definitely,
different opinion on
definitely.
if it works out. I just had him on.
I put Sam Howell on my list. The quarterback from North Carolina. He'll be probably the number 1 pick next year. I don't know.
I just
Spencer
left
Rattler.
Yeah, I had those guys too. I just left them out of my 16. I don't know enough about them.
Cole was calling him out, but
I was never gonna pick him. I just put him on the list so I'd remember to bring his name up. But what do you guys think about Jordan Love in 5 years?
Yeah. I saw his name on a list.
Like, I feel like I don't know enough. We don't know enough about what Aaron Rodgers is going to do for, like, anyone. Like, I was never going to pick him, but I just thought it'd be interesting. Because in 5 years, Aaron Rodgers is going to be 42.
He'll be gone.
Yeah,
He's not
Rodgers
gonna
will be gone.
He won't be in the NFL.
Jeopardy full time.
Yeah, he definitely won't be with the Packers. If he's just still playing, he's not the Packers. But I don't know.
Like, does
I
that
haven't
mean when
seen
he's
enough.
gone, is Jordan Love the other guy, or what if something else?
Could be.
What if he doesn't leave in time? I mean, Jordan Love only has a rookie contract for so long. Say
That's what I'm saying.
Aaron
is that like in
Rodgers
5 years,
stretches it
like,
out a
when
little bit.
if Aaron Rodgers is gone, like Jordan Love might not get his time, at least with the Packers. And I feel like if he doesn't get his time with the Packers, it's gonna be hard for him to get his time.
Yeah, say Aaron's petty and like plays until Jordan Love's rookie contract's up. Then what do the Packers do? Sign him to another contract and then he hasn't played
That's
one
what
year.
Aaron Rodgers thing to do. I feel like.
Oh, it is.
He just hangs on and he's like, "Ha, you
100%.
picked him."
Cole said DJ Ugalagulele.
I think he's a little
From
far out. I think he's a little
Clemson.
far out.
he's what? He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Cool. That's so he's
Isn't he a rookie? He'll be a second year.
second or third.
Tough. I mean, I left those guys out because I don't know enough, and I don't really want to project that at this point. But you could easily say that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's 6'5".
What about Ryan Tannehill? I put him on. He'll be 37.
He'll be 37. That's what scared me. I was
Yeah.
gonna put him on, and
The
then I saw
only reason
he's
he's on my
32
list
now.
is his age.
But Russ will be 37 by then.
Yeah, but I like
That's a
Russ.
big difference, though.
Yeah, but Tannehill doesn't run a ton.
I mean,
That's true.
he has to be in the same situation. Otherwise, I would not touch him.
Yeah.
He has to be a Derrick Henry, and it has to be a run first offense.
Yeah, that's what-
like it has to be that. Otherwise, I'm not touching him.
The guy that when I said I was going to do a safe pick and I thought about it for 2 seconds and was like, maybe I don't want to do that, was Matt Stafford because he's going to be pretty old by 38. And like I
That's
was
not
thinking,
horrible.
It's not
but
very
like
well. He was in contention for mine.
He might be too injured though to be
Yeah.
really effective by 38.
Yeah.
That's
He is banged up.
Anyone else?
But the Lamar one was funny. That was the guy I was going to leave. and let
I
someone
should have
else
picked
take
Lamar.
him.
I should have taken Lamar.
I don't have a problem with Lamar, but in 5 years,
Yeah.
who knows?
I just feel like he's going to be all figured out in 5 years.
I don't know if he. I mean, he's definitely going to lose some speed in 5 years.
He's going to lose some speed, and if he doesn't gain any arm
Well,
power,
he'll have more experience. He'll become a better
Yeah.
passer eventually over
You'd
time.
think.
But the running
That's
ability
the
is his
hope.
number one ability, and it's gonna deteriorate. You can't go against that. But he will have more experience as a passer. So take that for what you will.
Mhm.
You know, I don't hate the pick. I just left him for you guys.
Right,
I just want
yeah.
to see who would take him. Where at?
I had this guy right next to Jordan Love. Different situation, but I was never going to pick him. Still, is Jalen Hurts.
I was just going to mention Hurts.
That was
Like,
an interesting one to me.
I feel like just because of his age and that he might be a starter, I feel like that instantly throws him in the ring. But
I just don't believe in Hurts.
Yeah.
I don't believe in him as a passer or a runner. Even when he was a runner in college, he was not fast. He just there was a lot of design quarterback runs for him. At least that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like especially at Oklahoma.
Jalen Hurts or Tua?
In 5 years,
Don't make me answer
In
that.
5 years.
Please don't make me answer that. That's the hard question. Right there.
Tua. I don't.
I for sure Tua.
Yeah.
Really, man. I don't know.
I don't
My
believe
problem-
either of them, but I'd
Yeah,
rather
neither
have
do I.
Tua.
My problem with Hurts is that the Eagles came out and that there's rumors that they don't think that he's their guy, for future reasons. The Eagles aren't going to give him a chance. Who is? That's my problem with Hurts right now.
that is
At least Tua has a chance right now to prove it. So I would go Tua, yes.
that's
If I had to
like,
put a bet on it.
yeah, that's like the one thing turning me off Hurts is like his own team, which is arguably going to be bottom 3 in the NFL this coming season. Like they're like we're going with Hurts, and then shortly after they're like, nah, I don't know.
That scares me. Yeah, I just don't know who else is going to give Hurts a chance. If Tua can't succeed, that's on him. He's in a prime spot this year to do his thing. So
Yeah, we probably could have included Tua on here. Where'd you guys? What was your ranking? Did you guys have a set rankings?
I had like tiers, and so a lot of the lower guys are kind of like
I had Mahomes, Allen, Herbert. Sorry,
So I had Allen at 6.
that's it.
I had Herbert, Burrow, Lawrence, and Prescott over Allen. Is that too low on Allen?
wait Herbert, Burrow, Prescott, and who?
So you had Dak in front of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your?
I had Herbert, Burrow, Lawrence, Prescott, then Allen.
You had Trevor Lawrence before Dak Prescott and Josh Allen.
So did I.
Interesting.
Or I had Lawrence at 3. I had Allen in front of him, but I had Lawrence in front of Dak.
Yeah.
I feel like Josh Allen had a unicorn type year.
That's what I'm a
And
little bit
I
afraid
think he's
of.
going to be good. I just don't think he's going to be consistently at that level.
You know who I also think about? I'm similar to that on, and I took this guy, so I'm a little hesitant on Herbert.
So you could say the same thing for Herbert this year.
Because this has happened before where rookies have really good years their first year. I'm a little bit hesitant on Jefferson, too.
Yeah.
Just because of how good I know Chase is and that they played in the same offense together and Chase was the one.
Yeah.
I'm like a little worried that they both Jefferson and Herbert caught lightning in a bottle, and now we just because they're I don't know. I think Herbert might be a little too high. I'm just thinking like he played 1 year. I don't know. That just doesn't automatically make him good.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't played any years.
No.
I have Herbert at 4, but if you told me Herbert was like in the 10 to 15 range, I wouldn't be surprised. But if you told me he was number 1, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
So you're right. I mean, it's 1 year, but you could say the same thing for Josh Allen. So we're projecting here. But you're right. We're doing that with Trevor Lawrence Field. Like
Best
we
thing.
don't even know what team they're on. We're projecting them.
Yeah, and I feel like the biggest argument, like with like Herbert and Lawrence, maybe some other guys, but I know like they're just like a prototype of like a QB.
Yeah.
So
6'6".
like it's hard to go wrong with those
For
guys.
sure.
Like being that tall and having that arm, it's like
6'6", 215
If you-
with a cannon. Yeah.
yeah, like if you're semi accurate, like if you can complete a pass, you're gonna do just fine.
Well, my other thing is I give Lamar a lot of crap for not being good in the playoffs. Right? That's why I am not a big guy on Lamar. You know, Matthew said he's won MVP. So then I'm just in my mind like, well, Herbert and Burrow and Lawrence haven't got to the playoffs.
Right.
And they haven't won an MVP. So
It's
yeah, it
longevity
is.
for me. That's my question with Lamar. But you're totally right.
Yeah. Do you guys? I don't ever see. I think the Ravens' window's gone for them too. Like I don't know how well Lamar's gonna have to get a lot better as a passer for them to be a Super Bowl winning team.
And keep that defense up.
I mean,
That's the thing.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying that I think their
Costs a lot
window
of money.
might be gone.
I think I think that first year.
Yeah, I think
Or
that
the
first
second
year
year,
when
even maybe
Lamar
last
won the
year.
MVP was there. Man, they had Earl that year, and Earl was still
Yeah.
playing at like an All-Pro level.
Even last year, they were playing good at the right time. I mean, we didn't. I think going into the playoffs was better for them at where they were at last year than the first year because they were so hyped that first year, right? Last year they go into it with a kind of a rolling downhill effect, and they didn't make it. So.
When they played, I think it was them when they played the Titans, and they were like they held Derrick Henry to like 40 yards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was one of the. I feel like that was like one of the biggest feats of like NFL defense that I had seen like this season was like containing Derrick Henry. Like they pushed him with the middle and he just couldn't go anywhere. And so like I feel like like their team definitely like they have what it takes, but I just don't know if they have what it like takes all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I don't think they're consistent with it.
You also got to compete with the Browns, the Steelers,
Yeah,
and now the Bengals on the rise. The young quarterback. So, who knows?
that's good. That's an interesting division this year.
It'll be really interesting.
Yeah, Burrow's healthy, especially. I'm still. I don't even know. Like, what's his? I don't know what his timeline is, but
9 months usually, and I don't know when he got hurt mid-season. So hypothetically, he should be ready, but don't hurry him back. Plan for the future.
You got anything else? We can end it early.
I'm gonna look up when Joe Burrow is back.
Did you guys see the video of Dak working out the other day?
Yeah, it's the
Anything caution you guys about his movement and stuff?
I didn't see his video. Was it bad?
I don't know. I thought he looked a little robotic. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, if it's his first time.
Yeah, I don't know how long
Yeah,
he's been doing it, so I'm not saying like he's not gonna get back.
It's only
I'm
April,
just saying,
too.
yeah, you got plenty of time, but I'm just saying. It'll be interesting to see if he comes back from that. 2 ankle surgeries. It's big.
I googled when is Joe Burrow coming back, and CBSSports.com answers 2021.
There you go.
Thank you.
They'll do it.
They're not wrong.
They're covering their bases.
I got a question for you Seahawks fans. Is Russ on the Seahawks at 37 years old?
If they want him to be.
I think so. I haven't bought into a lot of this stuff about Russ. I didn't ever think there was a really good chance we are going to trade him or anything like that.
He'd be into his third contract, right? At 37.
Yeah. There'll be a bunch of drama around it when he's up for it, when we're negotiating. But
I think all they need is the 12th man back in the stands and winning a big game, and everything will be fine. I mean, it's tougher when you don't have any fans in the stands. You're having to motivate yourself. I think it just makes things seem not as they are. And I think it just, this season was kind of a wash. It is what it is. And that just kind of led to an off season where things kind of caught fire when I don't think it's nearly as bad as what people say it is.
yeah, I agree.
Well, who was the hardest guy for you guys to rank in this?
I put Fields ahead of Wilson and Lance.
Sort of.
Darnold was a little tough.
The toughest for me was guys that are like really young that can be really good, but also like they're just really high just because like their age.
Yeah, I felt weird putting Herbert, Burrow, and Lawrence that high.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because of kind of what we just talked about, that all being conjecture. And yeah, I have Murray and Lamar a little bit lower. Maybe that is just because I don't believe in them as passers 100%. We were talking, me and you were talking about this, Brendan, like the other day. I don't know if I think it's more Cliff Kingsbury that I don't believe in with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't. How was that defense the best part of that team last year? I mean, that's crazy to me.
Especially in the second half of the year.
Like, yeah, there's no reason that offense should have been bad. And it just seems like Kyler was running for his life still.
Yeah.
What?
I have unrelated question. I was thinking about this because I really do think that rookie quarterbacks, their situation is about 80% dependent on what coach they get assigned to and what team they're on.
100%.
So, with that being said, Trevor Lawrence with Adam Gase or Kellen Mond with Kyle Shanahan? What offense are you taking?
That's a tough question.
What are they on the same team?
Yes. So Kyle Shanahan and Kellen Mond are on the. No,
No, I'm saying
everything
like
else being separate.
yeah.
They're
Well,
not like on the Niners and on.
yeah. So I'm like, let's say they have the exact same personnel. It's just
Yes.
the coaches and the quarterback are switched.
I'm taking Trevor Lawrence with. I don't think Adam Gase is a good coach, necessarily an okay coach, but I think if you put better talent, they just had no talent.
But that's also kind of Gase's fault to an extent.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they have the same team, I'm
Right.
taking the projection of Lawrence over Kellen Mond. I didn't like Kellen Mond's.
I hated
I'm not a
Kellen
big
Mond
Kellen
when they had him. Oh my gosh,
That's
that guy was there for
Kyle,
like
honestly.
9 years. It felt like,
Right.
and they would A&M. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is A&M's good," and then they were like 8-3 every single year. And I just
Much as I love Kyle, I'm not a big Kellen Mond fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go to Lawrence. Yeah.
it'd be close.
It'd be painful, but
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta hope that Lawrence just takes some of it into his own hands.
100%. That's what
Right.
we're
He
hoping.
does the Russ like.
Mine's out. Helmet's gone. Third time today. It's crazy.
He just keeps taking like a wide receiver's helmet or whatever. They're just like talking and he's just not even paying attention.
That's a tough one.
That's a good question.
But Kyler was a tough one for me to rank. I don't know why, but I worry about the longevity of Kyler. And I worry about Cliff too. I'm not a big Cliff guy. I think Kyler has all the tools to be good, but they obviously helped the offensive line this year, so good for them on that front. But I don't know. I mean, obviously Cliff got his guy in that draft, but I don't know. I don't know where to think about Kyler in 5 years from now.
I just don't. I didn't even like the hire with Cliff Kingsbury when they hired him in the first place.
It made no sense. I mean,
No.
he got fired from Texas Tech,
Yeah.
and then he's at USC for a week as their OC, and then they hire him as their head coach. Like, they probably could have hired him as their OC.
No.
Like, really weird.
No, I don't.
I could see the Cardinals being a barn fire. I really could. I can see it just going down in flames because you have Hopkins, who's going to cost them $27 million in cash. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, you cannot pay wide receiver that much. It's crazy, man.
Did he even have a good? What was his stats last year? Did he have a great year?
I don't even know if he had a great year. Everybody just thinks about the catch.
Oh, he was a great catch.
But
He had a decent year. I mean, he's putting up pretty.
115 receptions, 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns.
That's with them throwing out of their butts too. I mean, they
Yeah.
cannot run the ball if their life depended on it.
What was Kyler's?
You know, 6 touchdowns.
Kyler, 67%, almost 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Not that impressive.
No, I mean it's good, not great.
What was his touchdown?
It's not bad.
26 to
26,
12.
12, almost 2-1, 8-8 record.
You want that touchdown number to be higher with how much they throw. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Threw it 558 times. Wonder what that ranks in.
I do too.
Just gonna look up.
Their running game was atrocious, right? Or am I just crazy right now?
I
Kenyon
mean,
Drake was hurt half the time,
yeah,
and then Chase Evans, I guess, had a couple of good games, but I don't know.
they didn't really have an identity
Yeah,
with that.
that is.
Kyler Murray, they ranked 7th in passing attempts.
Who's won?
Yes.
Cowboys.
I mean, they might be as a team,
They have the
but
most receptions.
I
Yeah.
know.
they might be as a team. But Andy Dalton was 27.
Most.
Dak was 36.
Not Ryan.
Matt Ryan was number 1. 626.
Wow.
65%.
Who's down all the time.
Yeah.
He's done
That's
all
what
the
I was
time.
talking about. Who's losing all the
He's
time?
done all the time. Doesn't have a running back.
Brady was 2nd.
Really?
Big Ben 3rd. Big Ben also missed a game. He would have been number 1, I think, if he started every game. He was 18 under.
Yeah,
Matt
couldn't run
Ryan.
the ball. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that's true. Big Ben should have been.
Yeah, if he had one more game, he'd definitely try to pass it 18.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, like Jack said, with that draft class, if we did this a little while back with those 3, I mean, one's retired. It's crazy to look at where we're going to be 5 years from now.
I remember seeing a Bleacher Report article. They did top 10 in 2020 QBs. They did he did this whole he did it for every position almost, and he ranked like where he thought. I can't find it, but like where he thought everybody would rank, and I think he said the number 1 player in 2020 would have been Tyrone Smith, the Cowboys tackle. Like, it's just funny to see the.
Can't predict injuries, man. You can't predict injuries. You can't predict.
I mean, no one thought
variation.
Mahomes would be.
Right.
That's true.
One final thought. Percentage-wise, percentage confidence that this could potentially happen. Tom Brady, 48 years old, being in the top 15.
I was thinking about that.
Percentage at 48 years old.
48.
Percentage, like you could say, I'm 15% positive. That's 5%, 1%, 5.
I think
My gut reaction was 25.
My gut reaction is like 10%
Yeah, 10, I think for me.
because
25 is way too high, but that is immediately what
Right.
I thought. And that sounds crazy, but I bet 5 years ago, if you ask us,
Yeah, I mean,
That's
there's
what-
no way anyone says over 30.
no, I was at 25 probably.
You're like, oh, a 43-year-old Tom Brady. You're like, 43, no chance.
And that's just crazy that like you can't play when he's like 80.
don't test them.
Hypothetically.
Modern science, baby.
Hypothetically. So it's like
12.
at some point between 43 and like all right, I'm gonna push it to 90. 43 and 90. At some point in there, he has to stop playing, right?
Yeah, 48, man. I don't know. I think that he's going to call it quits and spend time with his kids at some point. I really do.
See, I agree with that, but I also said that. I've
Yeah.
been saying that for the past, 4 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at some point it's obviously going to happen, but I just don't want to be the guy that's like. Because there's people after when he was leaving the Patriots or before he left the Patriots during that season, it was like, he's just going to be done now. Like, they had their good run.
What did he just sign? A 2-year?
Yeah, it's 2 more years, at least.
But I think if they maybe get close or win it again, I think he signs probably another extension. I don't think he ever. I
Well,
don't think
prediction. I think he's done at least 2. I think call it.
Okay.
I think I'm done with Tom.
I just don't feel like it's gonna be that. I don't know.
I think if he wins,
Not
the
the
Super
most
Bowl,
ever. I mean, not more than any other team.
He's-
I mean,
how
at
many
what
are
point
in
is it
7?
enough?
yeah,
Yes.
he's at 7.
How about points enough?
10.
He needs
All right,
to
we gotta go. We have 10 seconds. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
He wins 3 more Super Bowls. Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
All right, thanks YouTube.
At what point is it enough?
Enough is never enough. Hey, 4 people?
I'm Eli. Nice to meet you.
Goodbye, everybody.